Good Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Tuesday. We have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you'll be part of my conversation with Amy Corbett, the Senior Design Manager for a Lego company, but also a judge of Season 3 of the hit series Lego Masters. We'll be talking about the impact Lego has had on so many. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In international news, Russia unleashes biggest attacks in Ukraine in months. Russia retaliated on Monday for an attack on a critical bridge by unleashing its most widespread strikes against Ukraine in months, a lethal barrage that smashed civilian targets, knocked out power and water, shattered buildings, and killed at least 14 people. Ukraine's emergency service said nearly 100 people were wounded in the morning rush hour attacks that Russia launched from the air, sea, and land against at least 14 regions spanning from Lviv in the west to Kharkiv in the east. Many of the attacks occurred far from the war's front lines. Though Russia said missiles targeted military and energy facilities, some struck civilian areas while people were heading to work and school. One hit a playground in downtown Kyiv and another struck a university. The attacks plunged much of the country into a blackout, depriving hundreds of thousands of people of electricity into Monday night, and created a shortage so severe Ukrainian authorities asked people to conserve and announced they will stop power exports to Europe starting today. Power outages also often deprive residents of water, given the system's reliance on electricity to run pumps and other equipment. A senior advisor to President Zelensky said the strikes had no practical military sense and that Russia's goal was to cause a humanitarian catastrophe. Russian President Putin said his forces targeted key energy infrastructure and military command facilities with precision weapons in retaliation for what he called were Kyiv's terrorist actions, a reference to Ukraine's attempt to repel Moscow's invasion, including an attack Saturday on a key bridge between Russia and the annexed Crimean Peninsula. Putin alleged the bridge attack was masterminded by Ukrainian special services. Putin vowed a tough and proportionate response if further Ukrainian attacks threaten Russia's security. No one should have any doubts about it, he told Russia's Security Council by video. The Russian president has been under intense domestic pressure to take more aggressive action to stop a largely successful Ukrainian counteroffensive and to react forcefully to Saturday's attack on the Kerch Bridge, whose construction he used to cement his 2014 annexation of Crimea. Putin's increasingly frequent descriptions of Ukraine's actions as terrorist could portend even more bold or draconian actions, but in Monday's speech, Putin, whose partial troop mobilization order last month triggered an exodus of hundreds of thousands of men of fighting age, stopped short of escalating his special military operation to a counterterrorism campaign or martial law. Zelensky has repeatedly called on world leaders to declare Russia a terrorist state because of its attacks on civilians and alleged war crimes. In national news, search for victims done, Florida coast aims for Ian recovery. An army of 42,000 utility workers has restored electricity to more than 2.5 million businesses and homes in Florida since Hurricane Ian's onslaught. With the major search for victims over and a large swath of Florida's southwest coast settling in for the lone slog of recovering from a rare direct hit by a major hurricane, residents are bracing for what will be months, if not years, of work. Mourning lost heirlooms will be hard, so will fights with insurance companies and decisions about what to do next. Officials have blamed more than 100 deaths, most of them in southwest Florida, on Ian, a powerful Category 4 storm with 155-mile-per-hour winds. It was the third deadliest storm to hit the U.S. mainland this century, behind Hurricane Katrina, which left about 1,400 people dead, and Hurricane Sandy, which killed 233 people despite weakening to a tropical storm just before landfall. In more national news, California man charged in family's kidnapping and slaying. Prosecutors on Monday charged a California man in the kidnapping and killings of an 8-month-old baby, her parents, and uncle. The man is accused of kidnapping the family at gunpoint from their trucking business on October the 3rd. The authorities say the individual, a former employee with a long-standing dispute, likely killed them within an hour. The suspect tried to kill himself a day after the kidnappings before he was taken into custody. He faces 4 counts of first-degree murder with special circumstances. The Merced County District Attorney's Office announced on Monday, if convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. And finally, in business news, stocks closed lower on Wall Street ahead of earnings reports. Wall Street added to its recent string of losses Monday as stocks fell ahead of a busy week of inflation updates and the start of corporate earnings reporting season. The S&P 500 fell 0.7%, extending its losing streak to a fourth day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 0.3% after wavering between small gains and losses, and the Nasdaq Composite fell 1%. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. There will be those who will forever try to tie you to your past mistakes and misfortunes, but their words only have power if you allow them to. While others are focused on yesterday, continue living your life today. Have an amazing Tuesday. Amy Corbett is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight right here on Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Amy Corbett is the Senior Design Manager at the Lego Company and one of the judges of the hit show on Fox, Lego Masters. She joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the excitement of the show and what Lego means to so many. Here's a bit of our conversation. What has that been like for you to see how Lego's been able to really cross those age differences and bring people together?
Yeah, I think it's pretty incredible. I mean, my day-to-day job, I'm a senior design manager at Lego Group, so I make the toys, really with a focus on making toys for kids. So I have years and years of experience of designing toys for play and for kids and what kids are looking for and seeing the excitement in kids. But then now being a part of Lego Masters, I'm seeing a whole different side of the Lego community, seeing how passionate we have adult fans about building with Lego bricks, seeing the contestants on the show and seeing the reactions of whole families sitting and watching the show together as a family and all enjoying it on so many different levels. And I think the power of that tiny little plastic brick is just so amazing. It blows me away all the time.
Yeah, Amy, I think that's it. I mean, there are very few things that seems like that can bring people together these days, but I mean, creativity is still one of those things, I think, that really is big. And we're able to see that on Lego Masters, even, of course, when it comes to this particular season. Talk to us about that. I mean, the experience of being a judge. I mean, how exciting has that been for you to be able to see how this creativity has kind of come to light with these different contestants?
Oh, it is so much fun. I mean, I don't know how familiar you are with some of the challenges, but we throw absolutely insane challenges at these contestants, and I think Season 3 has some of our wildest challenges ever. I mean, last week we had our teams build a character that had to both look great and be strong enough to survive on a rodeo bull, a bucking bronco. And when I heard about that challenge, I was like, there's no way they're going to be able to do this. This is absolutely insane. But as you said, to see the creativity, to see the way their mind works, and to see them actually succeed and survive this bucking bronco bull is absolutely amazing. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. But better get on tomorrow, more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course, your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversation Daily News today. Now let's go make it a great one.